This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, hi, guys. Let's wait for maybe 2 to 5 more minutes. Let's see. If some others are joining, let's wait for them. We'll start in another 2 to 5 minutes. Hey, hi everyone. Good morning, good evening. I hope I'm audible.
Good evening. Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you. So, for I can see some people who are new here and who are not available yesterday. So I will just give a 10-minute recap of what we did yesterday and about the course and what is going to happen in this course. So I am Siddharth. So we are here in this course of Power BI Basics to Master. with added Azure Data Analytics as an add-on. So while coming to the course that we have in hand, so I'll just give you a heads up of what we are going to cover. I'll just share my screen quickly of the course structure. Yeah. So again, I'll just quickly go through the course structure once so that the new members can have a idea of what is going to happen. So introductory sessions will happen with Power BI, understanding the basics about Power BI and how it fits into the Microsoft ecosystem, where it fits into the Microsoft ecosystem of data and analytics. So we'll be configuring, installing Power BI. That I think will happen mostly today. We'll see how to install and configure Power BI according to our needs, which is right. Uh, then we'll be learning about the basic workflow of data in, let's say, what happens from raw data in multiple data sources such as flat files to very pleasing visualizations. So what that workflow happens, we'll look into that. Then uh, like in the module, what how it happens is we will be looking into how the data is getting imported into Power BI via multiple data source connectors, and we'll get that data into Power BI, and that will
Uh,
happen. Other,
Excuse me, Siddharth, sorry to interrupt. Can you
sure.
please share your screen, whatever you are talking? Do you have the syllabus?
Yeah, sure. I'll just share my screen.
It's already
In fact, I
shared,
was
actually.
No, no, I was not there yesterday, so
Okay.
I have actually shared my
okay,
screen.
okay, fine.
I'll
I
just
think
quickly
everyone
reshare so that
here.
you can see my screen.
everyone- No, I can't.
Okay. Just quickly reshare. Maybe there is some issue. Are others able to see the screen?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'll just quickly reshare so that if there is some problem at my end, it will be fixed. Just a minute. Yeah, so is it visible now?
No, I think I'll join again.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can try rejoining so that is the. So I was telling about the data import into Power BI and modifying, profiling that data into how into useful structures of uh, tables and other things. So we'll see how that happens, and after that we'll be looking into modeling that tables into multiple useful connections, which will connect the data from one table into another. So meaningfully saying that we'll be having some raw data in multiple data sources in multiple tables. Uh, those tables will mean nothing if we don't have a connection between those tables. So those connections will be made with modeling that happens. So after the modeling happens, we'll go into making some meaningful numbers or columns that we'll see using DAX. We have a Microsoft Power BI's native language called DAX. So that formula language will be using to create multiple measures and columns. So that we'll be seeing into it. And at the end, when all of this is done, we'll be having the data to visualize. So we'll be creating multiple data visualizations, Power BI. That is the last final step. So that is what we are interested in most of the. So creating meaningful insights with the data. Then there is another important aspect that has been recently added. I'll not say it is recently added; it was there since some time. But the AI features in Power BI have been enhanced quite a bit in the coming. I mean, in the past few days, past few months or years. So we'll be seeing in detail about the AI visualizations that are there in Power BI. So we'll be looking into that in detail. So this is about the Power BI, let's say, overview of what happens in Power BI. We'll be having that, let's say, end-to-end data and import of data to visualization of data. Everything happens in this part of the course. And there is another last module that I'll be covering in let's say a scenario kind of a situation where we have a data in on-premise location. So in our case, it will be on our laptops. So we'll be importing that data into Azure uh, systems. So maybe I'll quickly share that again just for 5 minutes so that it's visible. So we'll be getting that data into this Azure uh, database online in data lake. So I hope my screen is visible for everyone. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Azure screen, right? I hope. Okay. So so we'll see how to import data in from the on-premise system into the resource groups of into the Azure data lake, which with which we'll be transforming the data according from on-premise system to cloud with the help of Databricks. So we'll be looking into data factory. My bad. So data factory, we'll be looking into data factory a little bit. Creating such pipelines to modify and the data transformed into the into what we need, and we'll be storing that data in data lake, and from that data lake we'll be fetching that data into Azure Synapse data location. So that we'll be doing in real time. So, and at the end this data will be visualized in Power BI so that we'll see how to connect Azure Synapse into Power BI. So this is the basic workflow of what will happen in the last module. So that is an interesting, I think it's an interesting use case of Power BI system. So this is the completed dashboard that I have created for you to understand of what we'll be creating. Uh, so Adventure Works is a very common data set that Microsoft provides us to work with. So we have multiple sources of that data in Microsoft Git, so we can download it. We'll see how to download and how to import this data into the system. So about a quick intro, I think we had seen the dashboard a little bit. So let's quickly move on to how to import data and what are the basic functionality and how to install Power BI Desktop into our systems, right? So first of all, Power BI is a self-service BI platform. So, what you have to understand is anyone who has a Microsoft Office or let's say Windows system can install Power BI and work with it with Power BI and create meaningful dashboards, right? So the most important feature about Power BI is that you can create all these dashboards and visualize it anywhere you like most of the places where data is visualized, like web applications or Microsoft Office systems such as Teams or PowerPoint presentations. So that is a very important feature about Power BI. We'll be looking in those things. So first of all, let's see how we can how no, some of you might have worked with, I mean, not some of you, most of you would have worked with Excel. So I quickly want to show the difference of Excel and Power BI. So I just wanted to show you that. So this is one of the most important differences from Excel and Power BI. Excel and Power BI, interestingly, are created on the same analytics engine that Microsoft has created. So the only difference is the utilization of how of the data that we import into both of these platforms. So spreadsheets, pivot tables, and all those things are available in Excel, and report all these things are native to Power BI. So these common features are the ones that are, let's say, that make uh, let's say introduction of Power BI easy to very common man, I would say. So it's very easy to, let's say, Power Query, DAX. DAX is a new tool, obviously, but you'll be, when you start working with it, you'll understand that this is like speaking to a, let's say, a machine, maybe in this case Power BI. So it's very easy to learn DAX. um, that's the formula language. Okay, so coming forward, I just wanted to understand the position that Microsoft Power BI plays in the BI ecosystem. So this plot that I just showed you is a let's say is a result of a survey conducted by Gartner.
Your screen is frozen.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to share my. Just a moment. So there is a plot here, and I'll just show you that. So this plot is basically one that is created by Gartner. So it says about how the ease of working with a BI tool is compared to its utilization. So they have plotted the visualization capabilities in the x-axis with the ability to execute, like the ease of working with the tool. When they worked with it, I think, as you can see, this is a 2023 data, but I don't think much of change would have happened after that. Let's say it still is in the leaders quadrant of this graph. So as you can see, there are most of the BI tools available in the market are available on this plot. There is SAC, there is ThoughtSpot, Oracle, Google, Salesforce, there is Tableau, and other things. Most of the things are there. And as you can see, Microsoft ecosystem for data analytics falls in one of the very high positions. It creates a clear distinction among the uh, let's say competitors, right? So why this Power BI makes this easy is, like as I mentioned, it is very easy for people to work with it. That is the ease of let's say building the dashboards of all those things, because also it can be created by most of the people who have a Microsoft let's say Windows laptop, right? And one thing I just want to point out is that Power BI is currently available only for Microsoft Office, I would say Windows operating system. So that is a very important point to note. So for Mac, I don't think this will be working. Uh, there is no release for Mac OS. So that is one point I wanted to stress on, right? So coming to the Power BI workflow, I would like to draw a workflow chart. Just a moment, of to show you how the data uh, moves from the base, that is raw data, to the visualization that we see, and that becomes, one step ahead, that becomes shareable and other things. So how that workflow happens, I just want you to visualize that. So I just share my notepad. So I hope my notepad screen is visible. So Power BI can be, let's say, broadly, the tool can be broadly split into three major segments. I would say four major segments. So we'll be working in 4 steps in this whole course. So with Power BI, the starting comes with a Power Query editor. So Power Query editor is the first step that we'll be working on. First, let's say, right, we'll be working with Power Query. So Power Query is the data importer, come data a little bit profiler, I will say. So all of these things happen in Power Query, where we import the data and transform the data into meaningful, let's say, columns, I would say, and before modeling, like model which needs to be created has to have some meaningful columns and other things in the table. So that transformations happen in Power Query Editor. So this is the step one that we'll be covering in the Power BI workflow. And one point I would like to add is that Power Query Editor, I can say it um, as a backend of Power BI. Okay, so this what Power Query does is not let's say uh, visible in the in the as in the Power BI screen, right? So we have Power Query Editor separate other than Power BI. So this Power Query Editor, as you might have seen in Excel, that might be you might have seen this in Excel as well, right? So coming to the step two, we'll be looking how to model the data. So the modeling tab comes into picture. So if I go to Power BI, I'll just quickly show both of them so that you get an idea. We'll go to our completed dashboard once again. So in this, as you can see, this is the completed dashboard. So this is the front end, basically the report view. That is the fourth step. Actually, we'll be covering that in the fourth step. So the first step comes with the data. So as you can see, there are multiple options here on the Power BI interface. So starting with, we'll be working with the Power Query Editor. So in all of these views, there are table view, there is model view, and there is a report view. In all of these separate views, we'll have this option called transform data. Okay, so this transform data is the person which opens our Power Query Editor. So this Power Query Editor has many options of importing data from multiple sources. Let's say all of the steps of transformations that you do are visible in these applied steps over here. So that is one important point. So you can just work with around here and let's say cancel or modify some transformation that you have did. All of those things happen in these applied steps, all those, right? Then all of these options above we can see when we work with one by one. So multiple sources of data we can add. Some settings are there for data source. Let's say, for example, if a data source changes for this particular table, so some changes had to be made to refresh that data again. So that changes we'll see. Managing parameters, refresh the values again from the data. All those things are there. There are multiple options, obviously. So merging and appending queries, we'll be seeing all of this in very much detail, right? And one thing I want to stress up here is that Power BI options on the tab, on the let's say top right, the options that are available are highly contextual. So for example, if I am in a table view, I'll see the options for tables. So for example, I'll just close quickly and show you here. For example, in the data view, the table view, if I click on a particular table, I can see table tools over here, right? And if I go to the a particular column, maybe you can see column tools. It keeps on switching based on what tool you're using. So if I go to a measure, particular measure, it goes to a measure tool. It does all the let's say it shows all the DAX that is involved, which we have created, which were used to create that measure and all those things. So what I meant to say is like whatever you select, based on that, the options on this keeps on changing. Okay, so you have to keep sight of that. And so basically we saw the Power Query Editor. Basically, that is the first point, right? We import data into this and load it into Power BI, right? Once that loading is done, we move on to the model view. So as I mentioned, the modeling happens here. Very importantly, the models that have been created here should uh, let's say have a meaningful real life connection. So that is what we are trying to make in the model view. Okay, modeling is for that. So, and as you can see, these are the tables that we'll be working with. This is the AdventureWorks table structure. Okay. These structures are not already there, so we'll be creating it once we import it into Power BI. Okay. And other than these, there are some additional tables. These are like some additional tables either created by Power BI automatically, or we create it manually with according to what we need. For example, this measures table is a table that we have created to store all the measures that we have made using DAX, so that it's easy to work with that way. Okay, so we can make such tables in Power BI itself in the modeling view, or right, that is also possible. There are some let's say this customer metrics is a parameter field. That parameter field has been made into a table in the model view just to view it. Okay, so such things are also there in the model view. There are multiple tabs and other things, so we'll be seeing all of this in detail just to see the layout, right? Multiple tabs. For if I go to the sales layout, I see only the tables related to sales there. Such things we will be seeing how to connect the data. Then coming to the table view. Table view is generally to, as the name suggests, to view the table. After all these transformations and modeling happen, we'll see what have changed in the table. Uh, so quickly, if I say in Power Query Editor, we import the data. In this table view, the transformed data is visible. Okay, the formatted transformed data is visible over here. So if you want to see any after the transformation happens, the data how it looks, all of this will be available in the table view. Okay.
Siddharth, so one small query. So when we, so can you go to that first screen which you showed with graphs and all?
Okay. The
Yeah.
dashboard.
So for example, now, like once we build this dashboard, so this I can share with anyone and they will be able to do all the filters and all whatever I'm doing at their end also.
You mean in the desktop you're saying? Just
Yeah,
not
correct.
the
Correct.
shared version. Okay. Actually, there are two
Yeah.
ways of sharing this report. One is through just sharing the file. You can import, I mean, open this file in their Power BI desktop and make some changes. But that is a local copy, and that will not affect the copy that I have. That is one
Okay.
point. Another way of sharing is by sharing it using Power BI service, but that requires an enterprise level connection. So we'll be sharing it
Mhm.
among the members in our
So
team.
basically, those who have Power BI license, they will be able to do it.
I think even Power BI license would not be sufficient. Individual license would not be sufficient. We need a team of, let's say, registered under a domain, I would say. So, for example, if you are in an enterprise, you will have team members in that same enterprise, right? So those team members can access this shared, let's say, file. So that admin gives that access to people in that enterprise. Power BI Pro will not have that those features of sharing alone. Sharing comes in enterprise version.
Yeah, got it. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, that's good. Anyway. So yeah, as I went on forward, so last is the report view. So once we have all of these transformations and profiling and all those things that happen, uh, we visualize that data with multiple different visualizations that we see here in this example. So there are different KPI cards. I hope I'm still on my Power BI screen, right? Can anyone confirm quickly?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, so this adventure works, as I mentioned, is what we are using. So it's basically it's a fictional bicycle and accessories manufacturing company, related accessories manufacturing company. So they have some different parameters, different metrics of, let's say, getting data, meaningful data. So here in this case, let's say I have made a dashboard called KPI to, let's say, get the most important KPIs that we have. For example, the total revenue for different time. For example, there are different filters that we can use. For example, in this case, the total revenue, if I want for accessories, I just need to click on these accessories. So it changes. It's an interactive dashboard. So you can work with multiple uh, elements that is available on the screen, and you will see the data changing accordingly, right? So if I go to, there is an option called drill through. So if I go to drill through, if a particular product and I want to see the data for that product, I can go to this product data tab directly from here. So such things are also available in the dashboard. So how to connect these tabs and all these things, we'll be seeing all of this in great detail. Okay. And there is some geographical data also. So there are some location based fields in our data, so we'll be using those location based fields to get the data on geospatial maps, right? So such transformations we can do into our data which is available. We'll be seeing how to make all these things in detail. Okay, so that is there. Product data and all those things. An important thing I wanted to show here is the custom tooltips, right? So as you saw earlier, there are some options like, see, I when I hover, I get some tooltips, right? These are called tooltips. So I can create tooltips, custom tooltips with my dashboard. So for example, in this case, if you see, I hover on this, I get some customized values that I require for that particular uh, segment, right? I hope you can see this. So such custom tooltips we can create, how to make those things. We'll see how to integrate that into the plots and other things. And we'll also be seeing a great deal of AI features also at the end. So how to create such AI feature. This is an AI feature called decomposition.
I'm sorry, can I interject?
Sure, yeah. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
catch it.
I wanted to ask on the map that can you use an underground plan besides a geographical map?
Sorry, Lynn, can you repeat the question?
Can you use another type of a map other than a geographical map? Like, for example, an underground map.
Yeah, in maps there are mostly geospatial maps is what we use, but there are multiple other maps features also available. There are Azure Maps is basically something that uses Azure based location fields to get the data. So that's available online, and we can import those. Let's say in the maps, there are multiple maps.
Or
We'll
what
be
kind of maps? What kind of maps can you give me? The type of maps that you can upload.
So maps are not uploaded here. We'll be getting the data, and depending on what data we want to show and how we want to show, we'll be seeing different maps available in Power BI.
So basically, those are predefined, is it?
Yes.
In the Power BI.
There are
Yeah.
many.
Okay.
Actually, there are more visualizations that we can import from the app source in Power BI. So we'll be
Okay.
seeing some customized, let's say, versions of. There are multiple maps as you, if you want some maps that you have customized requirement. There are multiple maps in the app source that we can download and
Do you
use.
have ArcGIS there?
Sorry, Lillian, I think
ArcGIS.
GIS maps. You mean?
Mm. Mm.
I think in the inbuilt Power BI there is an ArcGIS map available.
So
So
probably that one can work for underground plans.
yeah. So I think I'll not be covering much in detail about Azure and ArcGIS maps for in this course. But if you are interested, we can try to learn a little bit about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
sure. I hope your question is answered, Lenin. I think.
Yeah, partly.
Yeah, sure. We'll maybe in the further courses, right? We'll learn more about it. Maybe then your questions will be answered. Yeah. Okay. So rest of the things, I think the AI dashboards and other things we'll be seeing some key influences, how to create some top segments from the key influences, AI plot. We'll be seeing all of these things in detail. Okay. So quickly, let's move on to the installation. Um, of Power BI, I think. So I have given most of the interface related features that we have. I think most of you will be bored about hearing about Power BI. Let's start working with Power BI. So today, let's start to install Power BI to our desktops. So there are 3 ways you can install Power BI into your systems. Okay, I'll complete these steps. So step 3 will be our data view and creating transformations with DAX. And step 4 is our visualizations. Yeah. So as coming to installation, there are 3 ways to install Power BI into your desktop. One is through the App Store um, of Power BI, of Microsoft, sorry.
So Siddharth, what is the full form of DAX? DAX?
So DAX,
Data?
if I, pardon me if I missed it. So DAX is basically data analysis expressions.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, if you want to give you an idea of what DAX is like a simple syntax of a predefined language. I would say it's a very simple syntax. There is a simple syntax for all the DAX formulas. If you follow that syntax, there are multiple operators and functions inbuilt in Power BI you can use to create meaningful measure values, meaningful, let's say, KPIs or some numbers or some columns that you can use.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it access that. Yeah. So coming back to installation, so you can either install it first from the App Store in Microsoft. So that I will quickly show you where that is available. I have already installed it. Still, I can just show you the installation window once. So I hope my Microsoft store is visible.
Yeah.
So in the store, we have the Power BI desktop. Just type Power BI. The first one you get will be the Power BI desktop. So I have already installed it. So it's just showing that. So that is the first way of installing Power BI. I would say this is the best way to install Power BI because in this scenario there is no admin related user required, or there is no, also there is some additional feature, like for example, if there are some new features that unroll, new updates that happen, it is automatically seamlessly rolled into the Power BI system that we already have installed. So such things have there is an advantage when you install using the Microsoft Store. And the another thing you can do to install Power BI is to install manually from the Microsoft website. Okay, so there is a website for download, as everyone knows. I think it is a very common website, so I'll just open that quickly. I have that link with me. So this is the URL. You can use that to download Power BI website. So I'll just quickly show you that also, how to install it. So my Chrome is visible, right? So we'll go to that website. So can you see the screen, the installation? The Yeah, I hope it is visible. So so here you can download Power BI with multiple. So all of these buttons, right? Download Power BI desktop, download, all these options lead to the store again. But if you want to download it manually, just go to this advanced download options. This is the Microsoft Power BI part of this page. So go to this advanced download options, click on it. You can then click on this download button. Obviously the language should be English. So depending on the version of your system, you can with 64-bit or 32-bit system, you can download the let's say file for installation. Right?
So
This
Siddharth,
is the
how did you come to the here with that link you
So I
showed?
have that link. I have that link. I'll be sharing that. You can just go to
Okay.
the online. You can search Power BI download online. You can get all these. I mean, steps as you go from Microsoft account itself, Microsoft website itself. But still, I'll be sharing this site details with you. I have the
Okay.
link. I have all the links in a let's say structured format. So I'll be sharing all these things with you. You know, don't have to worry. Right.
Yeah.
So that is the second way of installing Power BI, and the third way is non-trivial. It's a little bit non-trivial. Everyone does not have access to that. That is actually by if you have an access to a Microsoft enterprise related account, right? So in that case, you can let's say get Microsoft Power BI as a part of part of the Microsoft Office 365 package. Okay, so you can get it that way as well. But that I think is a bit non-trivial. So you might have if you have a let's say enterprise level account with some enterprise, you can get the access for Power BI from your admin who has access to provide this. Yeah, so that way you can install Power BI in your system, right? So these three ways you can install Power BI into your system. Anyway, at the end you will end up with this Power BI. I think if you install now, you will end up with this version of Power BI. Okay, so I have installed the latest version Power BI.
So, done one question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
So,
please.
like Microsoft Excel, can we access this Power BI through browser, or just installation is the only option?
You mean the dashboard you want to access through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I
So
mean, the Power BI, you are just installing. It's like an application, and I'm
yes,
not asking. Instead of installing, can we access through the Power BI itself through browser, like Microsoft Excel?
yeah,
We
yeah,
access, right? As
yeah. I got your question. I think
yeah.
that accessing Power BI through web requires Power BI Pro license. So a
Okay.
Microsoft Fabric license, if you have Power BI, can be accessed through website, and the desktop version also you can use with publishing capabilities in that case. But let me put it this way: the Power BI service license is used anywhere where you don't where you go above the Power BI desktop.
Yeah. So
That
basically,
Okay,
I
fine.
guess for cloud we need a license. Is it right?
yes,
Like
this is whatever you
yeah.
access online.
Hmm.
The online features of Power BI are all available in Power BI service.
Correct. Yeah.
Sharing, I mean, editing the report online, or embedding the report into some, let's say, PowerPoint or Microsoft Teams or anything.
Yeah.
We'll be
Got
requiring
it.
a full
Thank you.
license.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, sure. So again, coming back to the task at hand. So installation. Uh, these three ways you can install. I would suggest you to install it through the App Store if you are convenient with it. In case you want to install it manually with some packages in mind already that you want to install, you can go to the website that I'll be providing and install Power BI. Maybe uh, today itself we can do it so that we can start working with Power BI. I mean, reading the interface, getting data from the next session onwards, right? So that is about installation about in Power BI. It's very simple process. Once you click install uh, either through the App Store or the normal installation manually that you do, it's very quick installation process. There is no much fuss that happens. Okay, so you can do that. So, and the last, I think, some topic I want to cover today is actually I wanted to let's say get some data imported, just to show you the data import options and other things. Let's see if it's possible today. But one important topic I want to stress today is about the resources that available online in the to learn Power BI. Okay, if you have some, as we go in the course, if you find something problematic or if you get stuck somewhere, there are some online and offline resources available that you can use to mitigate that problems. Okay, so I'll in Power BI itself. So coming to the first one, in Power BI itself, there is an option in the help menu. I hope my Power BI is visible.
Yes.
So these help options, if you can see, there are multiple resources available that multiple resources available. Yeah, sorry about that. So there are multiple resources available here itself in the Power BI screen. So there are some blogs, there are some community related links and all those things. You can explore this if you have any. There are some training videos as well to learn Power BI. And there is another there are some additional links that I'll be sharing with you. I think that I can share with you later. That's not a problem. I have some additional links for support as well. So I think quickly we can do one thing. We can make a new dash file and import a few data so that you get a feel about how the data import happens, and just to get a feel of the interface. Okay, so let's open a new file. You can close this. Yeah, so again, my Power BI screen is visible, I hope, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the basic interface that everyone will land with initially after you install Power BI, uh, right right at the beginning. So as I mentioned, there are all these views available: model view, table view, and report view. And this interface we have already seen. There are filter panes available in the report view and all those things. So getting data here happens anywhere from anywhere you want. In all these three tabs, you can see there is a get data option over here, right? There are some common connectors also available. You can just use them, but anywhere where you want to get data, generally you can get it from here, either from here, get data from any other source. This is the common place that we come for importing data, right? So there are multiple connectors available. If you click on more, there are more connectors available. So we'll be seeing what are the basic connectors available. I can spend some time on that today, I think, right? That's good. Okay, so I can search many connectors that are available, because let's say if I see the connectors available, there are pretty much most of them that are required to connect data. There are multiple systems available. So most common ones are in let's say when I come to file systems, there are some systems such as flat files, Excel, CSV, JSON. There is an interesting feature about Power BI called folder. You can import a folder, and all the data that is available in that folder will be either appended or merged according to our requirement. So such a transformation can be such a, let's say, working with data can be done with folder option, right, in this connector. And then we have a database connector. Obviously we have all the, as it's pretty self-explanatory, so all the SQL server database, access database, Oracle, db2, mysql, all the different databases are available. You can just walk through it, go through it, and whatever data you feel like connecting, you can connect into the database, let's say, section of this data import. Okay, There's Microsoft Fabric also, warehouses, semantic models, and other things. Power platforms are there where we can connect with Dataverse, data flows, all those things. Azure is there, we'll be connecting. So in this, I think in this course, we'll be connecting to Azure Synapse Analytics SQL. We'll be getting the data from there and do reporting. So we'll see how to get that data from there, get that data into there. That is also another part of this course, right? So we'll be seeing that as well. Then online services are there. Very, let's say, interesting one feature about this online services is that there is called something called a web importer. So what this does is you can put in a website address, and whatever table structures are available in that website will be imported automatically by Power BI, and you can use that data source. Let's say there are some Wikipedia sources maybe, or some common examples are there where you get data from websites and show it on your dashboard, right? So that can be done with web connectors. And coming to others, I think there are many. Obviously, all things are there. ODBC, Dynatrace, Dynamics 365. There are multiple things you can work into it. And last one, there is an option called blank query. If none of this works, I think you can use it. I think there is a language in Power BI called M code. You can connect to different sources by coding it in Power BI. So that blank query option comes there. Just to be clear, we'll not be covering M code in this course. So blank query is one of those applications where you use M code. Okay. So let's quickly import one file. Okay, it's in a CSV format. So I'll just click on this CSV, text or CSV, and click on connect. Right. So I'll go to quickly my data space. So this is the data set that we'll be working with. These are all the tables that we'll be working with. So let's import the territory lookup table that we have. So territory lookup is basically the data of territories where the sales and other things that have happened. So we'll collect that. We'll be connecting all these data sets one by one. We'll be seeing. So let's start with territory lookup just to get a feel of the import. Okay. When I open it, Power BI does all the basic transformations to import the data. So let's say, for example, there are some delimiters that is set already. So it sets it to default as a comma. We can have multiple other values as well, some semicolon, some tab space. We can change it. Okay. And this data type detection is all automatically done by Power BI to, let's say, by based on different values inside the columns of the table. So that we can change the data set here with based on the 200 rows or the entire data set, or we can opt to not detect the data types at all. We can just set it once, let's say the import is done, right? That is another thing. So coming to the options below, there are some load option here. There's a transform data and there's a cancel. So basically the load option will directly load the data into Power BI itself. So it will by itself make some transformations that are required. Some data types it will just assign to the columns and other things. It will do all those things and just load the
Siddharth,
data.
your screen is frozen.
Okay, so my
Yeah, now we
okay, okay, that's good. Thank you for the info. So is my import screen visible to everyone?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So this import will happen here. We can. I hope these options I just missed it. So anyway, it's a delimiter, data type detection, and all those things are happen here. So the load option is there, and the transform data option is what we require. So we'll be transforming this data according to what we need. Some table name changes, some, let's say, columns, additional column to add, all those things we'll be doing. So transform data will be opting for. So we'll be clicking on transform data. So I think the new window, is it visible? I don't think, right? It's not visible. Just share my screen again. Just a minute. I'll take 2 to 3 more minutes just to uh, finish this workflow that we have started. So my Power Query editor is visible now to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what the Power Query editor will look like. So initially we'll be importing the data, transforming the data in the Power Query editor. So this is the table that we are working with. So I'll just, there are some options here to change the, let's say, name of the table. So I'll just quickly change it to directory lookup. That's the, because it's understood, it's adventure work. So this applied steps is the ones that we will use if we want to change what we did, or if you want to modify the transformation that we did. All those things we'll be working with that. And as you can see, there are some cancel options here just to revert back what has happened, all those things. Some setting options are also there to change what, for example, there are some transformations that can be altered. I do some value, I want to do a difference, so that can be changed in such transformations over here, right? And the options above, as I mentioned, most of them will be using again one by one: refresh, data source, merge, append, split, choose columns, add columns. All those things will be doing in great deal of detail. Okay, so this is the basic, let's say, starting of getting the data into Power BI. And we'll be, in the next classes to come, we'll be looking into how the data gets transformed, how the data is modeled, the tables are connected together, and using DAX queries, how the measures are made. And then at the end, we'll make some great visualizations. Right? So this is about today. I think I can take some questions we have for the today's course, or again the courses that may come ahead. Yeah, I can see one hand. Yeah, Anas, yes.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for the introduction. My question is, are we going to build a dashboard ourselves? I mean, are we going to work on like a demo data or um, demo data set
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
get it visualized so we can have it and show it like for others?
Exactly,
Are we going?
exactly. We have a demo data set. We can download it from many sources, mostly in the Git of Microsoft. We get this data. We'll be importing this data and working with it to create the full dashboard that we saw earlier, with many changes that we can make. So we'll be building the whole dashboard to answer your question.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So any other questions?
Siddhartha, so now the next class is on Monday, right?
Yeah, so next class will be on Monday. Will be, I generally keep Saturdays and Sundays as free. So
Okay.
Monday to Friday, I just conduct the sessions.
Mhm. And so no, so you will be starting with the how to connect with the data source and all.
Yes, yes. As I started now, this is one of the data sources that we have connected. I think the flat file. There is two more things that we can cover in this course. I think I'll be showing web as well, web connector as well. Then I'll be connecting with folder connector, how to connect with tables in a folder, particular folder, how to merge and append those values in that file, those files in that folder, that we'll be seeing. Then
If you
we'll
don't
be,
mind, can you just open your syllabus screen, what you showed, the
yeah,
syllabus?
just a moment. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, first, okay.
So we'll be working with the basic installation of those things. Then we'll be working connecting in the Power Query editor as I showed. We'll be working with getting the data. Then we'll model the tables, get the connections clear, right? Then we'll model. After the modeling is done, we'll make some calculated columns and measures that we'll be using for visualization later. That will be done using DAX. So we'll be learning DAX in a great detail. And coming to the last part is the visualization. We'll create visualization. We will we'll making it mobile responsive sometimes, and a little bit of the part covers how the report is getting published in Power BI surveys and how the sharing happens. But that will not be shared in detail since that requires a Power BI
So what is
survey.
there in module 2? Can you go up?
So module 2
But-
deals with getting the data and
Okay.
make it modelable.
Modeling. Okay. Data modeling. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Model 3. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So we'll be seeing how these things happen in real time when you work. We have some assignments also in place so that you can work with on yourself. I need not do all of these calculations that I require to make the visualization. So you can do half of the work.
This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.